time to introduce our third speaker. Maurice Jordan is a commercial real estate broker, residential agent, property manager, and a former chef. And he is the one who actually invented Fox rocks. He's the one in charge for that. He's also one who cares very much about his Toastmaster experience over the years, and he is willingness to share what he has learned while he is still learning, so he can share more in the spirit of pay it forward. His speech is titled, "Are You Mentoring Your Mentee?" from his own perspective. Let's welcome Maurice Jordan.
Toastmaster. Well, good morning. Well, here I am. Should we say it? Fox Talks Rocks! All the time, baby. I like that. How do you get big? Good morning.
Good morning.
So, if you're a mentor, ask yourself, are you really mentoring your mentee? When I first joined Fox Talks, get a mentor. I said, fine, great. Hey, want to be a mentor? Yeah, I'll be your mentor. It was great. Easy, simple, 5-minute deal. As I was getting ready to do my first speech, I called my mentor. Can we meet up? I want to get some information on what I need to do. I'm busy. Okay. Next, can I call you? No, I'm busy. Finally, after 3 weeks, he says, yeah, can you come to my office on Pico Boulevard? And I said, sure, what time? He says, 7:30 tonight. Okay, I'll come down, because I wanted to know how to do my first speech, my icebreaker. So I get down to the office, he looks at my speech, does a couple of things here, does a couple of things there, and he says, and just try to do it, and don't be so nervous. Well, come to find out later on in life, he's one of the most nervous people I know. He's a great guy, sweetheart of a guy, but that was my experience with a mentor in Toastmasters. Now, I knew what a mentor was because I had many mentors, my first occupation, going up in the streets, you have a lot of mentors, even if it's good fellas, mentors are mentors, right? So, when it comes to Toastmasters, you have to ask yourself, if you are a mentor, am I doing right with my mentee? Now, if you look up the book, it'll tell you that a mentor is a knowledgeable person, blah, blah, blah. You can look up to them. They can teach you this and teach you that. Well, mentors really don't teach you anything if you're not ready to learn. And I know Buddha is known for saying, or some Salafis are saying, when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. I find that to be absolutely true. Looking back on my careers, I didn't learn anything until I was ready to learn something. I've had many mentors. Sometimes I didn't even know they were mentors until I had to look back at it and see what I learned from them. In Toastmasters, it's very important that we do one thing and one thing only for our mentees, if nothing. And it's not correcting their speeches, why don't you say this instead of that, because maybe that's not in their vocabulary. Why don't you stand up, why don't you walk the room more, why don't you, That's not a mentor to me. A mentor is someone that uses one thing with their mentees, and that's encouraging them. Because if we encourage our mentees the correct way, they will be volunteering for roles, which is where I'm going with this speech, because how many paid members do we have now? 40? 42? Give or take 10? Why does Fox Talk struggle getting people to volunteer for roles? Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, we don't see you doing it. When was the last time you were at a timer, Maurice? When was the last time you did this? When was the last time you did that? Well, I've done all those things many times over the past 9 years. Bert's probably done them 1,000,000 times. So, when you're young, in Fox, in any Toastmaster group, or any group for that matter, you need to get out there and volunteer to do things before you're voluntold, okay? Like I was almost today for this speech. It just came up. We both agreed, yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to do it this week. Because when we pass this paper around, maybe you don't know what your schedule is, But if you know you're going to be here and you're a new Toastmaster, take a role. Because a role is better than a speech sometimes. You not only get to talk, but you have to listen. And when you have to listen, you pay more attention. You know what she's going to say. You know what he said. You know what you remember what the word of the day is. Your timing is great. You know, you can win or lose a contest in 4 seconds if you don't know what's going on. If you don't keep track of that. You can win a contest if you if you're 18 seconds too shy. You know, these are very important things. So when you get with your mentees, you know, bring these things out to them, encourage them to take on roles, because taking on roles is what helps us as we grow. And as we grow, I know I personally, I want to share that growth with somebody. Now, I'm forever taking on mentors. There's a newspaper right there that I put down. I get them every month. On the front page is a young lady. Her name is Miss Florence. That's what I call her. Okay, Florence Kinney lives around the corner from me. We celebrated her 106th birthday. Wow. 3 weeks ago. Wow. Yeah, give her a round of applause. Come on! Now, you may think, you know, we can learn from our elders, but 106, I mean, are they functional to teach you? She writes her own checks, calls her own plumbers, manages her own property, and 3 years ago she took care of a friend of hers that she grew up with until he passed away. She had him move in next door, and she had him over for dinner every night, and they watched Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, then they went to bed. Not together. He went back. Okay? She is my mentor these days. When I go and visit with her, she tells me, you know, what it was like living here 90 years ago. What it's like dealing with the government, because she's done it many, many, many times over the years. So mentors are people that we have to, we should look forward to help us with the things that we need, or things that we want even more so. If you're a mentor, ask yourself, am I mentoring my mentee? Am I helping my mentee? Am I just telling them how to do a speech? Am I just telling them how to walk the floor? Is that all you're doing? That's just the mechanics of what it takes to be a speaker, or a learner, or a teacher. That's just half of it. So what you need to do is encourage your mentees. She took on a role before she gave her icebreaker. I took on a role before I gave my icebreaker. How many here took on a role before they gave the icebreaker? See? It's easy. But get with your mentees. Ask them what you can do for them. Ask them what's missing from you that they're looking for. Because a mentee very rarely will say, hey, I'd really like to talk about this, talk about that. But they will respond if you ask them. Pass the sheet. Sign up for a role. Don't look for us elders to take a role every week. Because we have enough newbies, rookies, whatever you want to call yourselves, to take on the roles. Madam Toastmaster.